Welcome to the stories on Echoes of Revenge. Step into a world where love turns dangerous, revenge feels inevitable, and every story drags you deeper into the shadows of desire, betrayal, and the human heart. Let's begin today's story. The email from First National Title Insurance arrived at 9:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. Subject line: Ownership discrepancy requiring immediate clarification, 2847 Lakeshore Drive. I was in my downtown office when I opened it. The smell of fresh coffee filled the air. My assistant had just placed the morning reports on my desk. Rental income statements from 14 properties, maintenance schedules, tenant communications. All routine. All mine. The email was not routine. Dear Ms. Caroline Winters, we are conducting title search on property located at 2847 Lakeshore Drive in connection with equity line application filed by Marcus Winters. Our records indicate you are sole owner of record since May 2016. Please contact our office immediately to clarify this discrepancy. My hand went still on the mouse. Marcus. My brother. Dad's lake house. The house I'd purchased from Dad 8 years ago when he couldn't afford the property taxes anymore. The house where I'd spent every weekend for 3 months renovating the dock he'd let rot. The house he told everyone I borrowed money to waste on. I called the title company within 5 minutes. Ms. Winters, thank you for your prompt response, the title officer said. Her voice was crisp, professional. We have a delicate situation. Your brother Marcus Winters submitted an equity line application for $150,000 on property at 2847 Lakeshore Drive. He claims inheritance from your father. Your mother, Patricia Winters, co-signed the application and notarized his signature, claiming shared family ownership. My jaw tightened, that little tell when I'm trying not to react. The property is mine, I said evenly. Purchased May 14, 2016. I have the deed, closing documents, 8 years of tax payments and insurance records. We see that in our search, she confirmed. There's another issue. When we ran the title search, we discovered you own 13 additional properties in this county. Your brother's application lists his assets as family lake house only. If he's unaware of your property holdings, this suggests he genuinely believes he owns something he doesn't, I finished. There was a pause. The soft sound of typing. Ms. Winters, we're obligated to report suspected fraud to our underwriting department. Given your mother notarized documents claiming ownership she doesn't possess, her notary commission is now under investigation. I'm very sorry. I wasn't sorry. The ghost ledger. That night I opened a new spreadsheet. Titled it, The Cost of Being Invisible. Item 1. Lake House Purchase May 2016. Dad to family, Caroline's borrowing money she can't afford. Reckless. She'll lose it. Reality, paid cash. He knew. He cashed my check. Cost. Being called financially irresponsible while saving his credit score. Item 2. Every family gathering 2016 to 2024. Marcus, still got that money pit, Caroline? When you gonna admit defeat? Mom, a woman your age should focus on marriage, not properties. Count, 47 gatherings. 47 dismissals. Cost, self-doubt I fought every single time. Item 3. Dad's 70th birthday 2019. Dad's toast. To my son Marcus who'll carry on the family legacy. Me sitting there, owner of 6 properties by then. Cost. Invisibility at my own father's table. Item 4. Christmas 2022. Marcus announced his real estate investment course completion. Family applauded. Asked his advice. Me, silent owner of 11 properties, $340,000 annual rental income. Cost. Watching my expertise ignored while his certificate was framed. Item 5. Mom's notary commission. Used to notarize Marcus's fraudulent equity line application. The same commission I'd helped her study for, driving her to the exam twice. Cost. My own help weaponized against me. The spreadsheet grew. Every missed birthday they forgot while celebrating Marcus's promotion. Every time Dad called him the successful one, while I was building an empire he couldn't see. Every family photo I wasn't invited to because I wasn't doing anything impressive. The numbers told one story. The ghost ledger told another. The internal framework. There's a concept in psychology, the gambler's fallacy. The belief that if you just pull the slot machine lever one more time, the jackpot becomes mathematically inevitable. I'd been playing that slot machine with my family for 8 years. Bought the lake house, maybe now they'll see. Renovated it, maybe now they'll notice. Bought properties 2, 3, 4, maybe now they'll ask. Hit property 14, maybe now they'll understand. But the jackpot I was chasing, their recognition, their respect, their acknowledgement, was never in the machine at all. I remember the exact moment I understood this. Dad's living room, December 2017. I'd just closed on my third property, a historic building downtown that would become the cornerstone of my portfolio. I was excited. Foolishly, I mentioned it. Dad barely looked up from his newspaper. Another one? Caroline, when are you going to do something serious with your life? That was the moment. The cold night air from his open window hit my face, sharp and biting. I could smell the wood smoke from his fireplace, the specific scent of oak burning. My hands gripped my purse strap so tightly the leather left marks on my palms. I realized then, their narrative about me was more important than my reality. I was the daughter who needed saving. The one who made reckless choices. The one who should have married well instead of building wealth. My success didn't fit their story. So they edited me out. Revenge isn't rage. It's patience sharpened into strategy. It's building something so undeniable that when the truth arrives, it arrives like an avalanche. The procedural cascade. The title company's investigation moved like clockwork. Day 1. Evidence collection. I spent 4 hours organizing documents. 14 property deeds, thick legal paper with raised seals. Tax payment records going back 8 years, each stamped and verified by the county. Insurance declarations. Rental agreements showing $28,500 monthly income across my portfolio. Bank statements proving $2.3 million in real estate equity. I backed up everything to 3 separate drives. Scanned every document. Created a master timeline showing each acquisition, each improvement, each milestone Marcus and Mom had dismissed. Day 2. Title company review. Senior underwriter called. Ms. Winters, we've completed our analysis. Your documentation is immaculate. Your brother's application contains multiple false statements. Most critically, your mother's notarization of his signature on documents claiming ownership of property she knew you owned. That's notarial misconduct. What happens now? I asked. We've submitted our findings to the state notary public administrator. We're denying the equity line application. And we're flagging this as attempted fraud with the lender. Day 3. State investigation. The state notary public administrator moved fast. They contacted me for a statement. I provided everything. The timeline, the documentation, the history of family dismissal that led to this moment. They interviewed the lender. The loan officer admitted Mom had seemed very confident about family ownership. Had notarized Marcus's signature right there in the bank lobby. Had laughed about finally making the lake house work for the family. Day 4. Counter-evidence presented. Marcus hired a lawyer. Submitted a handwritten document allegedly from Dad, dated 2015, promising the lake house to Marcus upon Dad's eventual passing. The title company's forensic document examiner took one look. The ink is from a pen manufactured in 2021, she reported. The paper stock wasn't produced until 2020. The handwriting shows tremor patterns consistent with someone in their 30s attempting to mimic elderly writing. Statistical confidence. 97.3% forgery. Day 5. Systematic dismantling. The title company's attorney laid it out in an email I'll never delete. Mr. Marcus Winters' claims fail on every evidentiary basis. No deed showing his ownership failed. No tax payments from him in 8 years failed. No insurance policies in his name failed. Forged document contradicted by public records failed. Title held solely by Caroline Winters since 2016 confirmed. Patricia Winters' notarization of false ownership claim misconduct confirmed. Day 8. Formal rulings. State Notary Administrator. Patricia Winters' Notary Commission is hereby suspended pending full investigation into notarial misconduct and potential criminal charges for fraud facilitation. Lender's Fraud Department. Application denied. Marcus Winters flagged for attempted equity fraud. 5-year ban from loan products with this institution. Day 12. Enforcement. Mom received certified letter. Notary commission suspended immediately. $15,000 bond forfeited. Criminal investigation opened. Marcus received certified letter. Equity application denied. Fraud alert placed on credit report. Potential criminal charges pending. Day 19. Appeals denied. Marcus's attorney filed emergency appeal claiming family misunderstanding. State administrator's response filed same day, denied. Forged documents and false notarization constitute fraud, not misunderstanding. Investigation proceeds. The machine of justice once activated was relentless. The revelation cascade. The full scope of my portfolio came out in depositions. Property 1, the Lake House. 2847 Lakeshore Drive. Purchased for $340,000 cash when Dad couldn't afford taxes. Property 2, downtown office building. Dad called it throwing money away. Now worth $890,000. Property 3, the historic Riverside Theater. Mom said, who would rent that? Fully leased $6,200 monthly income. Properties 4 to 7, residential fourplex portfolio. Marcus said I was playing landlord. $142,000 annual rental income. Property 8, the restaurant building on Main Street. The French bistro where they celebrated Dad's 70th. Where Marcus proposed to his wife. Where Mom hosted her book club. They'd never known I owned it. Property 9, Medical Plaza. 3 doctors' offices. Stable, professional tenants. Property 10, the building housing Marcus's favorite sports bar. Where he watched every game. Where family gathered for Super Bowl parties. I'd owned it for 4 years. Properties 11 to 12, lakefront vacation rentals. $4,500 per week in season. Property 13, commercial warehouse. Boring but profitable. $7,800 monthly. Property 14, the old Hartley Mansion converted to executive offices. Featured in the city's historic preservation newsletter. I'd received an award for its restoration. Attended the ceremony alone. Family said they were too busy. Each revelation was its own earthquake. The consequences. Criminal. Marcus faced potential fraud charges. The forged document triggered felony investigation. Mom's notarial misconduct carried possible jail time. 1 to 3 years for notarizing fraudulent property claims. Professional. Mom's 20-year notary career ended. Her small business, which relied on notary services, lost 60% of revenue within 3 weeks. Financial. Marcus's credit score dropped 140 points from the fraud alert. He couldn't refinance his own house. His wife left him within 2 months, taking their savings. Social. The story leaked. Small town word travels. The Winters family tried to steal their daughter's property empire. Became coffee shop conversation for months. Family business. Dad's consulting firm lost 3 major clients who didn't want association with fraud. Revenue dropped 40%. Scorched earth ending. 6 months later I stood in my downtown office. Same desk. Same morning coffee ritual. Different life. Property 15 closed escrow that morning. A bookstore building near the college. The owner called me personally to thank me for preserving it. My phone buzzed. Mom's number. I didn't answer. The restraining order was still active. She'd violated it twice already. Once showing up at Property 8's restaurant, once sending a letter claiming family misunderstanding. There was no misunderstanding. There was fraud, consequence, and enforcement. Marcus lost his house to foreclosure last month. Mom sold hers to pay legal fees. Dad's firm filed bankruptcy in April. They reaped what they sowed. I've built something that doesn't need their validation. 14 properties that exist whether they acknowledge them or not. A portfolio that generates $340,000 annually whether they call it reckless or not. An empire that stands on documentation, not family approval. The ghost ledger is closed. The balance is settled. The account is zeroed. From the 14 fortresses I fought to protect, my future begins now.